Welcome, everybody. Casting for Two, the podcast, the official one of Chris, which is me. I'm that guy. I'm that one guy you listen to. Why would you want to listen to me? I don't understand that. Oh, because I have interesting people on. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I just answered my own question. I'm such a silly Billy. This is episode number 58, coming at you. And this is the part where I try to kind of kill time before I introduce the guest for today. So I don't really have anything to chat about or to plug. I can tell you what I've been listening to. How about that? Magic Men, Before the Waves. Excellent CD. Still listening to it. It came out in July. Still listening to it. I love that CD. Everyone go out and buy it. I had the band on the show. They were delightful. Hustle and Drone. Another good one came out in September. Ryan is just amazing. An amazing musician. Everyone in that band. I love that freaking band. So everyone go out and buy those two albums many times, okay? Don't just buy one, buy a couple. But I'm done talking about them because this episode is not about them. They had their time. You know whose time this is? Katie Maloney. Katie Maloney is on the Bravo show, Vanderpump Rules, which actually just came back this Monday. And it's every Monday at 9 o'clock. I hope I got the time right. I'm not gonna fact check myself. I'm just gonna assume it's right because it is, sure. And I had just a great conversation with her. She's so lovely to talk to, and I want to talk to her every day. That's how much I like her. And so yeah, why don't we just get into it? Okay, let's just get into this episode. Sit back, relax, and enjoy me chatting with Katie. And Chris, cue the music, please. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm good. This is Chris from Casting for Two.
Hi, Chris.
How's your day going so far?
So far, so good. It's just kind of getting started.
Yeah, I'm in Central Time, so my day is also just getting started.
All right, perfect. So we're on the same page.
Yes, yeah. Even though it's later here, my day hasn't started yet. It starts right now.
Right now, all right, let's start it.
Okay. Yes. But this is just kind of it's a loose show. We can talk about whatever you want, or we can sit in silence for 20 minutes. It's your call. I like to leave it up to the guest. So.
Well, I don't know about sitting in silence, but
it would be riveting. I think maybe I don't know.
My silence is riveting, but I think maybe I'll talk.
Okay, all right, fine. We'll do it your way, and we'll talk.
All right.
But first, I'd like to get some background info on you, and just what brought you towards the entertainment industry. I'm very fascinated with people in the entertainment industry, and where that how they get into it.
I came to LA, moved out here about 8.5 years ago almost.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I came out here. I was like, I wanted to be an actress, So I came out here and was on that grind. It's not what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I had grown up doing theater and acting, and I loved it so much. But when you come out here to pursue it, you're like, I got to get headshots. And, like, it costs so much money. And, like, then I got to, like, LA casting. I got to do, oh, my gosh, and getting an agent. It's, like, so hard. So, I mean, I did that, and, was all about it for about 4 years. Mm-hmm. And then I was just like, you know what? Like, I had to change of heart. I was just like, this is was debilitating at times. And I didn't like that I wasn't really in control. Like, I didn't like that I would go to an audition or something like that, and just because I didn't fit the mold of whatever they're looking at, you know, even if I had all the talent, I possessed all the talent that they needed, you know, it was very subjective to the smallest thing. So I said, you know, I'm going to put this on the back burner. I'm going to try something else for a while. And then I got into music, not as a musician or an artist, but I took an internship at a record label.
Mm-hmm.
And I was introduced into like licensing and publishing. I'm like, this is great. There's always going to be film and television and commercials that need music. And, you know, I'm very audiovisual. So I felt like I could really excel at that. And I kind of was pursuing that for some time while working at SUR. And in the midst of that, while I was actually like submitting resumes to publishing and licensing houses, and then Lisa Vanderpump, my boss, comes and says, we're going to do a show at SUR. Mm-hmm. And so my group of friends, which was Kristen and Sheena and, you know, Stoffy, my boyfriend, Tom, Jack, all of us, we already had this kind of tumultuous group of friends that had pre-existed already for a couple of years. So it was kind of a really natural fit for a reality TV show. So reality TV was not my goal, and if you would have asked me, you know, 5-6 years ago if I was going to be doing reality TV, I would have laughed because, you know, I feel like it's only been in the recent past years that reality TV has kind of broken its mold, and it no longer has a negative kind of stigma attached to it that, you know, people are in reality TV and actually having, you know, fruitful careers and actually doing stuff and are taken slightly more seriously. So I didn't have too many qualms about it anymore and just kind of went for it and just, you know, I'm glad that I did because our show is doing really well and when our third season's about to start, so I can't complain.
There you go. It's fascinating when you have your mindset on, you know, a certain thing that I want to do. I want to do this. This is what I want to accomplish. And then, you know, down the road of this thing we call life, it doesn't end up working that way. But ultimately, I mean, you kind of, it steers you down a path you never thought you would go. And I think that's still pretty cool. It's very rewarding in its own way.
Yeah, definitely.
And I come from a family of planners, so whenever something, you know, rears us off the path, the Hernandez clan tends to get a little, not freaked out, but, you know, nervous, which is understandable. But I'm good on you for, you know, sticking with it and, you know, ultimately doing something that you like, even though, you know, even though you were in this experience that was, you know, wasn't what you thought it was. So I commend that. I like that.
Well, thank you.
What about acting did you like when you were growing up? Was it something your parents did?
No, it's just, you know, I didn't do sports so much when I grew up. I mean, yeah, I tried to, you know, play soccer, but I was scared of the ball. And, you know, I tried tennis and I just, you know, I tried that. But what I like really, really liked in elementary school, we'd always do these class plays. And I like loved it. I loved being on the stage and, you know, playing, you know, make believe or playing pretend with people. And as I started growing up, I would, you know, go to the local theater when they would do like their Christmas productions and get involved with that and theater camps. And, you know, in high school I did drama and even in high school I had like a local agency in Utah and would go on auditions and stuff. It's just, I felt I didn't have like a stage fright. I felt, you know, when you just feel like you are doing the right thing and you're like, okay, this is what I feel like I'm good at. You know, some people when they're young, they realize that they're basketball stars and they stick with that, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, falling in love with acting was a little bit, you know, of not a detriment, but it's hard because, you know, it's a very small percentage of people that, you know, get to really work in that field.
Right.
And I didn't want to resent something that I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And acting was one of those things that I loved, and it was, an art for me. And so I hate to say that. That sounds so cheesy, right? It's an art. I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
But no, but it was like it
Mm-hmm.
it felt very comfortable for me. It felt natural for me.
And what did your parents say when I'm going to LA? See you later.
I mean, they were completely supportive of me. Of course, they were a little worried about me going to a big city, but they were absolutely supportive.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's good. So you did when in your story you were mentioning music licensing, which I find the paperwork area of any movie, show, music. I find that way more fascinating than the actual project. Because you have to have so many either licenses, releases, or anything for anything to get put up on the screen, just to cover the creators' butts.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is in the film industry, and he's very good with his paperwork. He tells me that film is pretty much like 30% creative and 70% paperwork.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which, you almost don't want to know that because you just want to believe in the magic of it.
Right.
But, that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to film school, so the magic is kind of spoiled. Whenever I watch something, I can still be in it, but I'm just looking. When I see special effects, I see zeros and ones and dollar signs and stuff like that. But
all the coding.
yeah. It's like I see the Matrix all the time when I'm looking at special effects. I'm totally Keanu Reeves in this scenario.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, naturally.
Well, I feel that way when I watch reality TV now. I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay, well, yeah.
Now, I don't want to, say your show, but before you were in reality TV, how many of those shows did you think were really scripted?
I mean, not many. Actually, I really believed that the reality shows were real. I mean, it wasn't until I was in LA and I kind of became, more involved in the film and television, and of how there has to be schedules and crews and all that. When I remember watching Laguna Beach in high school, and really thinking that there was just maybe a camera person just following these people around, all day long. And so I really truly felt that it was real.
Yeah, no, I think probably the realest one that I've seen, and no pun intended, The Real World.
Yeah,
that still seems like a real show to me. Maybe in the beginning, I haven't checked out anything past recently, but that, and it was always fun. I grew up watching a lot of wrestling, and no idea it was fake when I was growing up. No idea.
I did too.
Yeah, there you go. Were you a WCW, WWF?
WWF.
Oh, okay.
I grew up with boys, so
Gotcha.
it's it's unavoidable.
Yeah. No, I miss those good old days of wrestling and just watching them. And now I try every once in a while to watch it, and I just go, I don't know what's going on, and then I just leave and I go watch Arrow or something like that.
Did you wait? A really quick side. Did you hear that Freddie Prinze Jr. is now a producer for WWE or something like that?
Yeah, he is involved in something with it. Whether it's producer, marketing, I don't know.
That was the weirdest thing I read. I was like, what?
It's nothing against Freddie Prinze Jr. I mean, he was in the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies, but he's doing something he likes. It may not be in front of the camera, but you know what? Good for him. But
yeah, absolutely.
It is definitely very, very random. Are there passion projects that you want to work on that are totally random?
I wouldn't say they're obscurely random. I mean, they might not have anything to do with acting, or they're probably more predictable than. I'm not gonna become a wrestler. No.
Are you sure?
Well, okay. Never say never, because who knows? In 6 years, I could talk to you. I'm like, if you asked me 6 years ago if I'd be a wrestler, I would say no.
and then, yeah, exactly. We can all become wrestlers. That's the moral of today's podcast. If you believe it, you can become a wrestler.
Exactly.
But not like the wrestler with Mickey Rourke, like an actual, crazy actor wrestler, I guess.
Like The Rock.
Yes. Oh my gosh. If you said, Chris, you in 6 years, could you see yourself becoming The Rock? I would say absolutely yes.
Yeah. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking, Chris?
Exactly. And then I'm gonna lay the smack down and give people the people's elbow. It'll be great. And then I'm going to have a good film career, and people are going to like me, and I'm not going to be able to move my neck, though, but still I'm going to be pretty cool. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, you're going to have to turn sideways to go through doorways, too.
Or I'll be swimming in so much money where I can just have, like, garage door openings in my home, and no more turning for me. Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever met The Rock?
No.
What about any?
And I kind of want to.
I kind of do too. I want to just shake his hand and have his hand crush my hand. I know his hand is probably the size of my face. I know it. He could hurt me, and I'm scared now. Have you?
Glad that we dream big here. Dream big.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's another moral of today's podcast. Dream big, and you can meet The Rock, and he can hit you with his hand.
Yeah, crush it.
Yeah, exactly. Have you met any cool celebrities that you watched growing up?
Oh my God! Well, do you know it's so crazy because Lisa is really good friends with Lance Bass. And so he's around quite often, and I've met him now on like several occasions. And I'm just like, I remember like just on my bedroom floor, 12 years old, just sobbing because I couldn't go to the NSYNC concert. I wish I could go back and tell the little me and just be like, it's gonna be okay, because one day. Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll meet Lance Bass, and everything would have been okay.
Exactly. You can tell yourself, I know it's tearing up your heart right now, but you'll be okay.
Oh my God, yes.
I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day. He was in a movie with him, Joey Fatone, called On the Line. I don't know why I was thinking of this movie the other day, but I remember
that.
Yeah. I never saw it, but I was thinking about it. I was just like, I remember when he was in a movie, and then I went back to working. I don't know why.
And then you're like, pizza. Okay.
Yeah, something shiny, and then I wandered off. Yep. But that's cool. I remember the first time I ever freaked out. It was a wrestler. I saw Roddy Piper, and
I don't know that one.
He's the guy who wait, no, that's Ric Flair. Roddy Piper is just this Irish wrestler who was in WCW, WWF. But he's one of the legends. He would do matches with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, all them. And it was the best.
Oh wait, what's his name?
Roddy Piper. He wears a kilt.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I don't want to go on the record saying this, but wait. Okay, never mind.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you didn't go on the record by saying it.
Okay, me too. Because when you say something, you're like, oh yeah, and then you're like really off, and you like can't take it back. Yeah.
Yeah, I all the time. I've probably had a couple of moments. No, but he's also an actor in Who's Always Sunny. But I first saw him at a mall, and he was eating the biggest sandwich ever, and I was freaking out. Not about the sandwich, but the fact that he was like, hey, it's a real life person. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's eating a sandwich.
A big sandwich. It was the size of my arm, which I was 13 at the time, so it wasn't that big. But still, was pretty big.
It's like, he sandwich too? Oh my god.
I like sandwiches. We should be friends. So,
Yes.
Do you have any, you said you would go to auditions. I'm very fascinated with the auditioning process because I hear, good things about it and then I hear bad things about it. Do you have a bad audition story that didn't, torment you your whole life?
Definitely. So I went out for, it was like a Fanta commercial.
Oh, okay.
And they mentioned something about like singing. I was like, okay, I could maybe like fake that a little bit, but I went to the audition and I had to sing like a couple little bars of something. I don't even remember what I sang, but then they're like, okay, so we want you just to kind of like dance, like freestyle, just
Okay.
whatever. And I'm like, oh no, I have 2 left feet and I'm white. So I can't dance. People make fun of me when I dance. So I just kind of like do like a disco fist and stay in one place. So they turn on Beyonce Single Ladies and I start trying to do the dance from the video.
Oh yeah.
Which is the last thing I should have done, because if you can't dance, you should not try to dance like Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? So I just remember halfway through just like laughing and walking out.
Yeah.
Just like started laughing and was like, I'm sorry, and I just walked out, and that's when I was just like, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah. Oh.
I can't take myself seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, I talk to a lot of actors and they talk about, the craft, and I'm very fascinated with when people get into character, but for me, I'm not an actor. I was never classically trained. I can't fully, dive into a character. I'm always aware of, hey, there's a guy holding up a giant bounce board so that my eyes look more alive, stuff like that. So I totally get that whole, this is ridiculous right now, and all I can do is laugh. Now, if I was in that audition, and I don't know if Krumping was around back then, but I would have totally started Krumping, just so random.
Oh my god. Well, I think maybe you could have killed it with that,
Could have.
Maybe I should have actually just done that because no one else would have done it.
All right.
At least they would have remembered me.
Okay, so if you ever do another audition, no matter what it is, just Krump, okay?
All right. I'm going to need to go on YouTube and brush up on that.
I've only heard of Krumping, and I know it's almost like a controlled seizure, so I think I can maybe do that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like elbows.
Yeah, it's all elbow and knee work. Maybe
I
don't know, some head shake. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll find out.
Let me know what you find out.
All right, we'll do.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll start posting Krumping videos on your wall, and it'd be the weirdest thing.
Oh no, Krumping tutorial 101.
There we go.
Here we go.
So, did you want to talk about the new season of Vanderpump Rules? It's coming up.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
All right, when's it coming up?
Monday, November 3rd at 9 p.m. So, less than a week.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
And you're having a good time, fun time shooting? Well, it's you being you, right?
Yeah, of course. The one thing, I will say, and most people won't believe it, but our show is real.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the reality, they don't just follow you around with cameras all day because that would be boring TV, and they also need to get, permits to shoot places, so you can't just, they do have to schedule filming time. But as far as, once the cameras turn on, it's up to us really to just live our lives, and we do. So, people actually really do, cheat and lie and betray their friends, and that can be very frustrating at times.
Yes. I would love to see the low-key episode where everybody just kind of wakes up, eats a sandwich, goes to sleep.
I will say that there are definitely times where, maybe the night before we were drinking until 4 a.m. So, that breakfast scene is going to drag a little bit. But, that's why we filmed for 4 months nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty of footage.
Like, just say in a week, how many hours do you film?
Oh gosh, anywhere from, an average week, I would say 20 to 50, maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
geez.
it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. And sometimes you're filming. There's times where I've like filmed from 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm filming till like 1 a.m. that night with like breaks in between for like an hour.
Yeah.
So
wow.
it can be pretty intense, and all the while, you're crying because you just got in a fight with someone, and all you want to do is go home and, eat a sandwich with Rodney Piper and
exactly, yeah, a giant
and just
arm-sized sandwich.
Yeah, and just blow off some steam. I don't know. And you can't do that. You cannot shut down, or you can't just walk away from stuff. It becomes really emotionally taxing and draining when you are going through something that you can't even process in your head, but yet you're having to talk about it all the time, and so it's really not easy to get used to.
And is it kind of therapeutic? I mean, because you're having to deal with these issues head on. Do you feel like, oh, geez, this is way better than bottling it up for 20 years?
It definitely is therapeutic. I mean, I don't often bottle much up. I mean, I'm a pretty good talker, and I like to communicate and get things off of my chest and out of my head. But it does. I mean, if there's an issue where normally, you would maybe just kind of leave it or walk away from it, you resolve it. And, it really forces you to be very forthright with people. You can't get away with lying on our show, as people have seen.
Yeah.
No one's gone away with lying. So you just got to kind of just cut to the chase and be honest. You can.
There we go. I think the real takeaway from this episode is always be honest.
Correct.
Because you will be caught, especially if there's cameras filming you 20 to 50 hours a week.
Oh, yeah. And if there's a rumor, we're going to exhaust it until we find out the whole story and the whole truth. It will not go away. So
there we go. And then after all this, all these hours of filming, shooting, being emotional, what do you like to do to just relax, calm down, and be you, but a more calmer you, relaxed you?
I lay on the couch and watch HGTV and play Candy Crush.
There we go. Okay, so what are you watching on HGTV?
Oh, Property Brothers.
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
And Love It or List It's pretty tight. And then Rehab Addict.
Yes.
That girl, here's this hot blonde who's like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to rebuild this house. No big deal. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah. I forgot it. Madison, whatever. I don't know her name. I like to watch Property Brothers, although the people on there are always the same. They have no imagination, it seems like. They're like, what?
I think that's the whole idea, is to be like, because I think it makes, the brothers look like ballers, because they're like, these people don't even know, and then they're like, they blow them away. So
yeah. So I watch that. I watch. Do you ever watch Income Property?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that show.
Oh yeah,
I can watch that show
all day. Is that
all
with the
day.
guy, like the hot guy?
Yeah, he's totally hot for sure.
He is hot. He's babe.
Yeah. I forgot his name though, but he's good. He's a cool guy. I would hang out with that guy.
I would too.
Yeah. So I hear it.
Sorry, Tom. He's married, so whatever. I'm allowed to say that because it's not like
Yeah. Look, it'll be okay. All right. Look, he's hot. There, I said it. It's fine. Whatever. He's hot. He's a good guy.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Now I'm not the bad guy.
All right. No problem. But yeah, no, I love watching all the home renovation shows and all that. It is the perfect way to wind down. I hear you. I don't know about Candy Crush, but sure, I'll watch HGTV.
Yeah, Candy Crush you got to be careful with though, because 5 hours will go by really fast.
There you go. And
I don't really actually know that from experience. I just have heard that from friends.
Right, from close friends.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah, just some people I know.
Gotcha.
Not me, no.
No, okay. Yeah, no problem. You're too busy learning how to crump.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Last thing I'd like to chat with you about, you have a website, a blog, Pucker and Pout?
Yeah, that's my new passion project, you know. Because obviously, we do the show and it keeps us pretty busy, but I'm not doing this show and everything just for my health alone. You know, obviously I saw this as an opportunity to, try to kind of have a jumping off point for something bigger and something I can create on my own and be in charge of. And so back in February with one of my girlfriends, I have all these tips and tricks, and I have 1,000 lip glosses and more hair products than any one person needs. But that's what I do. And so I just wanted to create a space for my followers, rather than waste my followers on selfies and food porn, but, actually give them something interesting to read, or maybe something they can learn from, or just something else to look at. So I created this site, Pucker and Pout, and it's all like, DIY body scrubs and, how to do a cat eye and, outfits, like how to, transition a dress, from day to night, just all of that kind of stuff for women from, teenage to, like, my mom learned stuff from there. So it's just really accessible. I wanted it to be for the regular girl because, there's so many people out there that are professionals that, like on YouTube that have their makeup tutorials. Well, even still, like, they're still professionals. Even I can't do that. But, I've taught myself how to do certain things, and whether I've learned them from Pinterest or online, but I've made them kind of more approachable and for anyone, and I think the response has been really positive. So I'm hoping that Pucker and Pout can become more than just a blog. Maybe, I want it to become a brand in itself. It'd be Pucker and Pout Cosmetics, Pucker and Pout hair care line or something. There's plenty of options. So I'm just kind of working on the content right now, building relationships with other brands and making Pucker and Pout really something special before I figure out what the next step is with it.
There you go. Yeah, that's that's an awesome way. I mean, I know I always have a hard time finding out how to do makeup, but I'm glad there's a site that I can go to and have like a cat eye.
There is some stuff for guys. You could do a face mask.
Okay.
Everyone likes
nice
skin.
Yeah. Okay.
There's plenty of stuff like that. I'm trying to get my boyfriend more involved to do, like, kind of dude stuff, whether it's men's grooming or men's accessories, something along those lines. But yeah, no, there's plenty of this stuff you can do. There's lots of, little concoctions you can make up at home.
There you go. So everyone go to puckerandpout.com.
That's right.
And go learn something. Learn something that enriches your life.
Exactly. And then you can expect the crumping tutorial to go up there.
Nice.
Soon.
Good. Okay, I'll be looking, and everybody look out for that for sure. Coming up soon, I hear.
Definitely.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about or bring up? You plug City right now. You can plug whatever you want.
I mean, yeah. Pucker and Pout. I mean, that's, for lack of sounding lame. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. No,
you don't have any other questions for me?
Do you have any questions for me?
I mean, yeah, but that's that's going off topic here.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. No, but yeah, no, Katie, I had a blast chatting with you. Whenever you want to come on and talk about whatever you want, just let me know. All right.
Thank you. Yeah, I had fun too.
There you go. And November 3rd.
Yes, next Monday, November 3rd, 9 p.m. Bravo.
That's all you need to know. Just be there, wherever you are.
Exactly.
There you
Buckle
go.
up.
There you go.
Buckle up. It's a bumpy ride.
There we go. And Katie, you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder, you can always catch up with these episodes on castingfor2.com. You can also follow me at Twitter at castingfor2 or send me an email at castingfor2@gmail.com.